Hey everyone, welcome to Just Us Bros podcast, where we talk about all of our favorite nerddoms and maybe some of yours. I'm Hokey Joker, and we have
Bat Drew.
Lancer.
as let's say when you were a kid, you wanted to have superpowers. But today in the world, you can look up to the sky and shout Shazam!
Because I couldn't think of anybody else.
What about Shazam? Oh, did you want me to say Shazam?
No, I kneel before no one.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Okay, guys, it is Black Adam week. We are less than a few days away from the premiere of this movie that comes out October 21st, and The Rock's playing a huge superhero. And what are we thinking? Like, is this sort of a last chance?
Black Adam can't be classified as a superhero. He's an anti-hero.
But it's a superhero movie. It's got superheroes in it. But what are we expecting? Is this like a hopeful reboot of the DCEU? What's going on in your guys' mind?
I don't know. I know The Rock's been training like crazy for 3-4 plus years for this role, maybe even longer than that. I think he set it in his mind for development forever. I don't know about a reboot. I'm just looking for a good movie.
Yeah, because I think he's been on this campaign for at least 6 years, if not longer than that. Seems like, in his own words, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. And with, franchise Viagra joining the DCEU finally, I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I'm listening to some of the other, people out there on YouTube talking about speculations and rumors about the movie, what's going to be in it, who's going to be in it, such things like that. The biggest thing that I think coming from this is with The Rock, all the way back to his career in WWE, and when he first started becoming the movie star, the big action guy for Hollywood. He's very passionate about what he does with his $7 production company, and he's a great businessman. Like, he has grown his business since his WWE days. Like, some of us are buying some of his stuff. Project Rock. What's that new stuff? Black Adam Training with
Black Adam Training, but it's in conjunction with Project Rock and Under Armour. So I mean, Under Armour, one of the biggest brands, and he's slapped his name on it.
He's got a huge pull on this, guys. I mean, clothing, marketing.
And Under Armour is not going to tie their name to anything that they don't think is going to be good. So, I mean,
so with Dwayne joining the DCEU finally, like I said, I really am excited because he's got some major pull in Hollywood. He's very passionate about his projects and what he does. So I think this could be. I'm thinking of so many positive possibilities that can happen with the DCEU. Talking about the first biggest rumor that we've heard coming out of this movie is a certain Justice Leaguer may be having a cameo role at the end of the movie, or an Easter egg after credit scene or something. You guys heard about that?
We've all seen the trailers, and we're hearing speculation, but what do we want to see out of this? I mean, Lantern, feel free. What do you want to see in this Rock-led Black Adam movie?
I want to piggyback off of Bat Drew here about the speculation first. Then I'll go back to it, but I don't know if either of you guys saw the most recent superhero movie by DC, the League of Superhero or League of Super Pets, but there was a little teaser at the end of that between Crypto and Black Adam's dog that I mean just kind of fuels the fire that maybe Henry Cavill will show up as Superman for the movie, which would be awesome. Even if it's just a teaser, even if it's post-credit scene. I mean, I think that opens the door for future projects. And one, it's fan service. Two, it would be awesome. Three, those two guys on screen together is just. I don't think it's ever happened.
And I'm just going to piggyback off that. So we're going to piggyback off a piggyback. But people have been clamoring for Henry Cavill to come back, even begging and screaming as much for a Man of Steel 2 as they were the Snyder Cut. So he's definitely a fan. Like, people are fans of Henry Cavill's Superman. And, with rumors of him being 007, okay, that's fine. But we want our Henry Cavill Superman. He's a good Superman. And I've seen something along the lines of like the dark and broody one's gone. That's fine, but let's just continue on. I love Henry Cavill Superman. Let's stop revamping. Let's just go with what we got. And I think it's a great movie so far.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, you talk about dark and broody. I mean, I know historically he was dark and broody, but I mean, people go through dark and broody phases. So I mean, it could be the same take on the character, but he's just, I don't know.
I'm thinking if I would say if not when, because I don't know. This is just speculation. If we see Superman in this movie, he's not going to be the Zack Snyder Superman. He'll be from that era, but also a little bit more lighthearted, not to the point where it was with the Whedon cut of Justice League, but like a healthy balance in between. Like he's not as dark and gloomy as he was, but he's still very true to the character. And maybe he's gonna be like, "Yo, Black Adam, you may be the toughest guy on this planet, but I'm the toughest force in the universe. So watch yourself," because that's what I would love.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And I'll just say this, because even at the end of the Snyder cut, I mean, it was still like a hopeful. I'm back to life. Let's take things. That's a reasonable jump. He's back to life. He's happy. He's like, I can't believe you brought me back. I have a new appreciation for things. So that could track with the Snyder cut for any of the Snyder cut fans out there like me. I mean, that's just us. But what do we want to see from this movie? There's a lot of it revealed in the trailers. We've all seen it. What do you want to see, Bat Drew?
Besides a kick-ass, action-packed thriller movie, definitely want to see the new take that's going to be for Dr. Fate, because I think this will be the first time we've seen him live action on the big screen, right? Hawkman, I love his design that I've seen in the trailers. I want to see that in action. Adam Smasher, I really wish Adam Smasher in this movie would rip his sleeves off somehow, so we can see the guns and not just be that entire blue suit that kind of reminds me of a blue Deadpool right now. But yeah, see. Like I said, with Rock, I think that he's passionate about what he does and he listens to the fans. Us being fans, we've been talking about, if we had this podcast years ago, we'd be talking about Henry Cavill Superman. We need another movie. We need to do something else. We need to see more of him. And I think Rock listens to the fans, because we're not the only ones that are saying stuff like that. And yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Superman's gonna be in this movie because I just feel it. I feel like that's something that once it comes out, it's gonna blow up, and everyone's gonna be like, "I want to see this movie. I want to see what happens with Supes and Black Adams,
and possibly Shazam." Green Lantern, what do you want to see from this movie?
Yeah, so a lot of the same things. I'm excited to see some of the characters that we haven't really seen on the big screen or and in certain media. I mean, they've been in cartoon, animation media, but not really on the big screen. I'm really excited to see Dr. Fate. I'm not quite sure what his role is going to be in the movie. I've only seen one of the trailers, and I really wanted to not have a lot of spoilers, so I'm kind of trying to keep, other than what I see on the internet, that pretty much pops up in my face, or like in Walmart, where you see the toys and stuff, and you're like, oh, I guess Hawkman's going to be in the movie. And I mean, some of the stuff like the villain that they tease, Sabak, or Sabak, I don't know anything about that guy, so I'll be curious to watch that, to see what his part is, what he does.
He's DC's version of Mephisto.
Okay, I was gonna say he looks like Mephisto, kind of like Trigon from Teen Titans. So I mean, some kind of demonic figure. Dormammu. Uh, but yeah, Doctor Fate. I'm looking forward to Doctor Fate. Hawkman, his armor looks really cool. I hope they are able to go into some of those characters' backgrounds a little bit. I know that each one of those could have their own movie too, and hopefully this movie will spark interest in those characters to where they get their own movie, whether it be a year from now, 10 years from now, or yeah. So I'm looking forward not only to the movie, not only to The Rock's portrayal as Black Adam, but for what can come out of the movie.
Gotcha. I know I've sort of avoided the trailers and all that as well, but still see them on TV like a week out. But like I will say I'm not the biggest fan of The Rock. Go ahead, boo me. That's fine. But I'm actually like really interested to
Jabroni.
see. Yeah, but I'm really interested to see the take on it. And Green Lantern, you can plug your ears if you want. From what I've picked up on in the most recent trailer I watched was
You should say spoiler alert before you say things like this.
that's okay. Well, it's a couple days out from the movie, but they've said this in the trailer. That's why I said Green Lantern. Plug the ears.
He's covering his eyes.
Sure, close enough. They said they're the JSA. They have a full like X-Men compound. So it seems like they have been established for a while. Maybe it's through, Amanda Waller because she's seen in the trailer with this. But I want to see a good movie where I'm not overhyped by the trailer. I want to see a good rock performance. I want to see some anti-hero, superhero. But number one, I want to enjoy myself. And number two, I would have really enjoyed myself if Kevin Hart showed up as Mr. Misty Spitlick or any sort of dimension from that, because that would be really fun for me.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say 10-1 bets, and I bet $1. So 10-1, Kevin Hart will be in this movie somehow, in some form.
Okay. So moving forward, credits roll, post credits comes up. What do you guys want from the DCEU leaving this movie?
I
I
just
thought
told
we
you.
want a DCEU because we've been teased for like so long. Okay, this is how we're gonna build this out. This is what we're gonna build. Like, stop saying this is what we're gonna do and just start doing. And like I said, because I think Dwayne is into this now. When he says the hierarchy of power is about to change in the DC universe, I think that means on the big screen and a little bit behind the screens. I think he's got some pull now, which will be great. Is what I think this franchise and this I guess that would be franchise, right? The DCEU would need.
Yeah.
And speaking of Suicide Squad and Amanda Waller, wouldn't it be just so great? I don't think this is going to happen in the movie, but eventually, like down the line, like the cast from Peacemaker, like made an appearance somewhere with Black Adam and John Cena's Peacemaker and The Rock's Black Adam, just trash talk the best they can to each other. That would be great.
That would be
You're
great.
a butt baby. You're a butt baby.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that's a cool way of seeing what The Rock's been saying for years. The hierarchy in the DC universe is about to change, especially with some of the more recent changes that's taken place and things getting shut down, projects getting canceled, series and movies not really having a definitive future. Hopefully, if one outcome from this will be that it will define the future, show the new higher ups, whoever's in charge there, that there is still a huge fan base out there, both people like us that are big nerds that go see every movie that comes out, and then the casual fans too.
And hopefully the higher ups will see too that if Black Adam becomes a billion-dollar movie and big success, listen to the fans, because that's what The Rock is doing. Some people may say this is fan service, but he's listening to what they want to see, and he's like, here you go. And we're like, hell yeah, we're gonna reward you by giving you guys all of our money.
And I don't know if it's been done in the comics before, but I think a huge twist that would be great to see out of the movie. You mentioned Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller. I'd love to see at the end of the movie something happens somehow. Black Adam does something kind of like the Peacemaker thing, where he wakes up and he's under control of them, like either directly or indirectly, but like a lead in to where he has to work for Amanda Waller for whatever reason, and see him in a future Suicide Squad film as well. I just think that dynamic of course, him being, he could destroy literally every single member of the Suicide Squad by, just flicking them.
Yeah.
But being reined in by a mere mortal like Amanda Waller, I think that would make a good dynamic too. Future movie idea. # trademark.
Yeah, and I want to see the DCU flourish. I loved Suicide Squad. I loved Peacemaker. I talk with my hands. I get it. But like, I want to see it go on, not just have 2 or 3 movies and be like, okay, let's revamp it. Like, there's so many movies coming out after this. You have Aquaman 2, you have Flash, where that's a whole different topic. But I want to see some consistency from DC. And with The Rock, he's got a lot of pull. He's said that, like, in a recent video, he said, "Welcome back" to somebody who's been gone for so long. Like, The Rock has a following, and if he's doing this, he can bring in a lot of fans and do them right because he listens. We're not, at the end of the day, any comic book movie is about fan service. And if you're holding that back, it's probably not a good idea. So I just want to see a flourishing DCEU with good stories, good movies. Pull it from the comics. It doesn't matter. We all knew what was going to happen in Infinity War or Endgame, but we still went and watched it. Give us those stories that we love. And I think we can do that and stop trying to break the mold. Just give us good stories. That's what I think DC should do.
So, I agree with you. Speculation real quick. What do you guys think the storyline or the main storyline of this is going to be? Like, why are all these different characters coming together?
Amanda Waller, in my opinion, has reached out to the JSA, been like, "Hey, this new force is coming up out of wherever they're at. Where's Black Adam take place?"
Looks
in
like
the comics, yeah. So like it's different in the comics. It's Egypt, but it's like a fictional place called Kahndaq that's in the DC universe.
We'll go with that then. Like, Amanda Wall's like, "Hey, JSA, we need you to stop this force that's coming up causing problems." And they'll go excuse me, they'll go to him and be like, "Hey, surrender peacefully or suffer the consequences." And he'll be like, "Try me." And then they end up trying to get him down, and maybe with his awakening, some other source, Sabak, will be awakened as well, and they have to team up together to stop him.
I think what's going to happen is that it's going to be Black Adam has been captured in some sort of stasis, and he hasn't released his Shazam word yet to where he can be all this. And they see the force coming, that is Sabak. And they're like, "We need to get this guy on our team." They said they give him the chance. He Shazam's out of there, runs amok. They try to get him to come back to help them. And somewhere along the line, he realizes that, he wants to do his life and he can take on Sabak, but Sabak's going to beat the crap out of him at some point, and then he'll join the team. I think that's what it's going to be about. But he's still going to keep that air apparent about him. That's what I think is going to happen.
I'm with both of you on that. I think it's definitely going to be some kind of forced team up situation. I also disagree because it is The Rock. And in all of his movies, let's face it, he is the badass. I mean, he's the character that at the end of the day, when no one else can get it done, he gets it done. So I think there will be a team up. I think it'll be a point where he comes in and saves the day, even though his intentions aren't to save the day. His intentions are to kill Sabak or whatever. And he could care less about the team or about their safety or whether or not they survive.
Hashtag anti-hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Hashtag anti-hero.
I was just going to say it's interesting the past 2 or 3 years in the comics, they've been trying really hard, I guess, in preparation for the movie. They've created some new Black Adam stories. They created the storyline back in like 1000 AD where he fought this frost giant king and teamed up with Hippolyta and Swamp Thing or some version of the Green. And current run, he joined the Justice League. Now he's back with the Legion of Doom. Hashtag spoilers. But he's getting a lot of face time right now. And his intentions seemingly are good, but at the end of the day, they're also selfish. So yeah, definitely anti-hero.
Okay, guys, with that said, are you seeing Black Adam? Can you raise your eyebrow like The Rock? Is it all about drive? Is it about power? Do you stay hungry? Do you devour? Either way, it's going to be a great time for you. Go to the movies, buy some popcorn, do whatever you want. What do you guys want us to talk about? But just send us a comment, link, subscribe if you want. If not, that's fine. But for now, Shazam!
Shazam!
Shazam!